Gameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you our 2013 preseason All-American Athletic Conference team. So let's start this video off by naming the starting quarterback on our list.
Teddy Bridgewater is the starting quarterback on our all-conference team. He led the Louisville Cardinals football team to a Sugar Bowl victory last season versus Florida and will help them reach even greater heights this season. The diminutive Lyle McCombs out of UConn burst onto the scene as a freshman back in 2011 with over 1,000 yards, and now that he's 100% healthy, he should easily cross that barrier in 2013. Storm Johnson has been a very good player for UCF since coming over from the University of Miami, and this year he gets the chance to be the guy and should post career numbers. With this imposing frame, 6'6", 220 pounds, Brandon Coleman out of Rutgers is a matchup nightmare each and every Saturday. Devontae Parker was on the receiving end of a lot of Teddy Bridgewater passes last season, and that will be the case once again in 2013. He's a big-time talent. As a freshman last year, Alan Cross was the third leading receiver for the Memphis Tigers with over 300 yards, 5 touchdowns, and averaging 13 yards a catch. Ralph David Abernathy III makes our list as the all-purpose player. Here's a guy that rushed for over 350 yards last season, caught over 340 yards, and averaged over 25 yards a return last year for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Protecting the blind side last year, Eric LaFell was a first-team All-Big East selection and is a very good player, has a bright NFL future. You can also look at his teammate Austin Bonach at left guard. Both guys solidified the left side of the offensive line for the Bearcats. SMU center Taylor Lasecki was a first-team freshman All-Conference USA selection last season after his outstanding play in the middle. Antoine Lowry can play guard or tackle, and it's that versatility that earned him a first-team All-Big East selection last year. Anchoring the right side for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, Caleb Johnson racked up the accolades as a sophomore, earning third-team All-American and second-team All-Big East. If what he did as a freshman at Notre Dame is any indication, then Aaron Lynch should push for an All-American bid this season for the University of South Florida. Defensive tackle E.J. Dunston at 6'2", 309 pounds was an excellent run defender last year for the Central Florida Knights. The mammoth defensive tackle Shamar Stephen is an active player for UConn, finished last season with 26 tackles. Playing the 5 technique in Memphis' 3-4 defense, Martin Effetti racked up 46 tackles and 7.5 sacks. I'm a big fan of D.D. Lattimore, a 4-year starter who last year finished third on the team in tackles with 76. One of the best linebackers in the Big East last year, Yawin Smallwood out of UConn, finished 2012 with 120 tackles, 4 sacks, and 11 TFLs. Louisville's 6 feet, 257-pound middle linebacker Preston Brown plays the run as well as he does the pass, one of the most talented linebackers in the country. SMU's Kenneth Aker is a legit NFL prospect that has superb ball skills. Last year, he finished with 12 pass breakups and 3 picks. Devin Drain is a solid all-around cornerback for Cincinnati and should build on what he did last year, which was a fine 2012 season. As a sophomore in 2012, Calvin Pryor garnered some All-American consideration with 100 tackles from the safety position. Big play Lonnie Ballantyne was an integral part to the Tigers' late season 3-game winning streak, and he's another player that's on the radar of NFL scouts. Short range accuracy was John Wallace's MO last year as a freshman, and he's looking to add distance to his repertoire this season. Houston's punter Richie Leon was a 2-time All-Conference USA selection, a Ray Guy finalist, and last year averaged 45 yards a punt, 12 of which were down inside the 20. And the UCF Knights receiver J.J. Wharton makes our list as a returner. This is a guy that has amazing shiftiness and averaged 10.5 yards a punt return last season. Let's take a look at our second team preseason All All-American Athletic Conference team. You look at the quarterback, Blake Bortles out of UCF, a guy that should put up some amazing numbers this year, and two solid running backs in Dominic Brown and Brandon Hayes. And you look at the all-purpose player, Chris Collier out of Temple, 6'3", 230 pounds. Last year was the starting quarterback for the Owls. Now he's going to be more of an H-back and still should be a productive player for that Owl offense. Now, when you look at the defensive preseason All-AAC team, you look at Jamil Merrill, a guy that does a great job versus the run for Rutgers. I'm also a big fan of linebacker Greg Blair out of Cincinnati and the productive Anthony Brown, 6'4", 240-pound backer out of Memphis. And when you look in the secondary, Hakeem Smith actually could have made the first team preseason all-conference team. This is a guy that's going to be one heck of a player for the Louisville Cardinal team in 2013.